Today there are hundreds, in fact thousands of organizations around the world involved in religious liberty issues, human rights. How do you distinguish among them all? In order to best understand how Advocates International fits into the big picture and how we work together with other groups, picture a cliff. At the top of the cliff, there's conflict. People are being pushed around, harassed, discriminated against, and even pushed over the cliff because of their religious beliefs. There are three institutional responses to that scenario. The first group are those who work at the bottom of the cliff. They provide much-needed humanitarian assistance, food, clothing, shelter, material needs. Very, very crucial. But working at the bottom of the cliff does very little to stop the evil on top of the cliff. The second type of institutional response are the reporters. But the downside of just being a reporter is that you're perceived by those who own the cliff as attacking them, as confronting, as demonizing them. And you alienate, you cut off any opportunity to sit down with them to talk about a solution. And that brings me to the third institutional response. And that's the one who seeks to build a guardrail on top of the cliff. A guardrail to prevent these abuses. Our approach is to sit down with the owners of the cliff and say, there is a problem here. It's being reported. You're aware of it. People are falling off your cliff. Isn't there something that we can do? Can we help you to build a guardrail? Perhaps some legislation, some way that we can prevent the abuse. How can we serve you? In order to do that, you need to have the opportunity to sit down with them, and this takes time. So Advocates International, we work this way. We work relationally, professionally, and spiritually.
Pursue the life of a community of faith and to do so freely. It's a basic and fundamental human freedom and human right, and it obviously is so important in terms of the Christian call to treat each individual as a responsible moral actor with ultimate accountability. And that's what we're seeking to do in a collaborative way through countries across the globe. So it's exciting and rewarding for me to be a very small part of this small organization, but one that I believe has an impact through God's grace far beyond our numbers and our size, as I think that you will see in the testimonials by so many officials from really around the world about how important and vital the work of Advocates International is.
Advocates International is really an organization with a tremendous dream.
We live in a world in which intolerance,
ignorance,
racism,
atheism,
violence,
all around the world.
We as Christians,
we feel that is our responsibility.
Should confront those problems.
Change something, to transform something.
With a solution.
There will be the first line of the people
in the front of the battle.
And this is a dream that is changing hundreds and hundreds and thousands of
Christian lawyers everywhere.
I've always believed
envision
we as lawyers
who have been called to the similar ministry
have a mission in God's plan as a lawyer
to stand for human rights,
to work for religious freedom,
to give the world Christ perspective,
religious freedom,
Christ truth,
to create an environment of freedom and equality and equal concern and respect for every human being in a global level.
Guardrails are absolutely essential in preventing harm in dangerous places. Likewise, lawyers and judges are essential in building guardrails protecting human rights and religious freedom. Whether it's training judges in Albania, or defending believers for sharing their faith in Greece, or reopening churches closed by the communists in Bulgaria, Advocates International is actively engaged in protecting religious freedom and human rights. Justice is truth in action. We invite you to get involved with us in building guardrails in Europe, Asia, Africa, and around the world.
I just hope God's plan can be fulfilled in this way and that we can really influence the world, our world.